and welcome to Kids Church from yet another garden of our wonderful church family. This time we are back with the Curtis family, and I don't know if you remember last time, but poor JJ got stuck with lots of wind and we couldn't really hear what was going on. So we are making sure that you can hear us today. So introduce yourself.
I am JJ.
JJ, also known as
Mini Sloth.
Mini Sloth. How exciting. If you are typing right now, maybe now or you remember from another week, there is somebody who always has the name Mini Sloth and types and puts lots and lots of emojis on, and that is JJ. So now you know who he is, because the Curtises haven't been with us that long at Wokingham Vineyard, and typically they joined us just before lockdown. So you probably don't recognise them as a family, but this is JJ, and we're really excited to have him on Kids Church again. JJ, anything you want to share with everybody about yourself?
I am a sloth.
He is a sloth. Does that mean that you like to sleep and you're a bit of a slow mover?
Not really.
No, he's full of energy and beans, but still, he's got the most awesome onesie ever. Cool, cool, cool. Right, first up, as always, we have a wonderful story for today, and once again, Granny McCauley is on her way. Good old Granny. She's a bit slow today. She's taking forever to get down to the garden, so she will be with us in a minute, telling us a great story about one of Jesus's miracles. She'll be here in a mo. Hello everybody. Granny McCauley here, back again for a story time, this time with JJ, although I heard your name was Mini Sloth. I'm not quite sure which one it is. Which is your name?
It's JJ.
It's JJ. That's like me being, well, let me think. My actual name is not Granny. I am a granny, but my actual name is Felicity Veronica McCauley. Yes, so I would be FVM. I don't think that's a very good name. JJ though, I like JJ. And who is this delightful specimen on your lap?
He is Tom.
He is Tom. Tom. Hello, Tom. Thank you for joining us on Kids Church today. Isn't that marvellous? We do love an animal. So children, oh, I just lost my page. While I'm finding my page to tell you about today's story, I just would like to clear up a few things. My dear great granddaughter Vicky, that beautiful one that we all talk about and know, she told me that some of you seem to think that Granny McCauley is actually Vicky. Now, I tell you, lovely viewers, that it's very flattering that you think I'm Vicky, because I have beautiful skin. Yes, I do. It's because I use a scourer on my face, morning and night. Water routine, bit of scouring, straight on the old face. No special products here. This is just great aging, folks, great aging. And as far as my clothing is concerned, young Faith, I remember the comments I've been told. I just like the way that Vicky dresses, so I often might sport some trousers or shorts or something that might seem a little bit like Vicky wears, but I assure you that is just because she is very fashionable. Now we've got that cleared up. Today's story, oh, I might have to hold it all the way from my eyes. Today's story is called A Great Idea. Now, what we are looking at today is... Tom has disappeared. We are talking about Jesus' miracles. And the miracle we are reading about today, you may have heard of. So, this is where a group of friends took their poorly friend who couldn't walk on a mat and lowered him into a building that Jesus was in to ask him for his help. Have you heard of that story before, JJ?
Yes.
Yes. Well, let us begin. There was a man who could not walk. I think that's what I just said, isn't there? He could not even get up. how I wish I could be like you. Would you like to be the man? So JJ, when we read, I will read the story, and anytime you hear the voices, you can be somebody's voice. So, yes, you'll be the voice of the friends. This could be fun. Feel free to make up voices. I love voices. So, we'll start again. There was a man who could not walk. He could not even get up.
How I wish I could be like you.
He said to his friends. The man could not walk, but he had four good friends to help him. One day, his friends had a great idea.
We'll take you to Jesus.
They said,
Jesus will make you well.
wow. So they picked the man up on his bed mat and carried him to the house where Jesus was. But there was such a crowd at the door they could not get near.
Let's try the stairs,
said one of the friends. The stairs were outside the house, so they went right up. So, guys, we're not talking about houses like our houses. I'm going to show you a picture. So these are the four friends and the man on the bed. And here, this is the house. It has a flat roof. So they were able to go up the side steps onto the roof. There we go. So they climbed onto the roof. The house had a flat roof made of dry mud and sticks. When they got there, the friends began to dig. They dug and dug right through the roof. They made a great big hole. Then they let the man down on his bed mat until he was right next to Jesus. Jesus looked down at the man. He looked up at the four friends and he smiled.
You want me to make him well?
Jesus said.
And so I will completely well.
Then he said to the man,
every bad thing you have done is now forgiven. Now get up, pick that mat, you can walk home.
And so he did. So he did, JJ. Wasn't that wonderful reading from JJ? And some great voices for our characters. So, let me just show you the picture. So here is the man being lowered down through the roof. And here is Jesus telling the man to get up and walk. Wow. Oh, I've lost JJ too. Oh, he's collecting Tom again. Oh, Tom. Do love a Tom dog. So, here they come. Hello, Tom. Wonderful. Isn't that a good story? Now, JJ, if we think about that story that we just heard. So Jesus was very busy in a building and these friends were worried about their friend, and so they wanted to see Jesus and they couldn't get in, so they went on the roof and broke the roof. Would you do that, JJ?
No.
No, why not?
Because it would damage the roof and then the person who owned it would tell me off.
Yes, that is an interesting part of the story that we don't hear about, because we don't know who owned the house and they broke through the roof. But I'm sure if they were really good friends and Jesus did such a wonderful thing, that they would have gone back and fixed the roof for the person who lived there. I think that probably would have happened, wouldn't it? So, if you were really poorly, JJ, and your friends went all the way to find somebody to help you, like those friends, do you think that makes them really good friends?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's also really,
Tom,
really
what are you
important.
doing?
Oh, Tom, don't fall through the chair, Tom.
Dog.
It's also really important in
Oh,
this
is that
story
the
to know
tail?
that it wasn't necessarily the faith of the man on the mat that was the reason that Jesus healed him, but the faith of his friends. His friends believed that Jesus could heal him and help him, and so they did all those things. They carried him, they broke through the roof, they lowered him down to Jesus, just so that he could help their friend. Amazing friendship and amazing faith in Jesus. And maybe that's something we need to think about. maybe we don't need to break through roofs to lift our friends through. Oh
Oh,
dear.
it's gone again.
But how do we talk to Jesus now, JJ?
We pray.
We pray. That is such a great answer. Oh, I think I've got a Zeke in the background too. Oh, I'm so old I can't turn around very easily. Oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. Hello, Zeke.
Hello.
Do you think it's amazing that these friends took their friend to see Jesus through a roof?
Yes.
Yes. And do you think it's amazing that Jesus healed him?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, he's a secondary school. I mean, if he was a primary school, his enthusiasm would be wild. But we know with these youths that they can't express wildness very often, so we got a yes. But I know deep down Zeke is wild with enthusiasm for Jesus healing friends. So, what can we do?
We can pray for them.
Oh, JJ, you are so good at this. We can pray for our friends. So maybe our friend is poorly. Or maybe we have a friend who is sad. Or maybe we have friends who don't know Jesus. And it's really good for us to pray for our friends, because as we could see in that story, Jesus can answer our prayers for our friends too, which is wonderful. So I think this week we have a special surprise, because we don't have art and craft with Nadia and Albert this week. So Vicky is going to try and do some art and craft. Now, in my day, I was a very good artist. I helped paint many, many great pictures and monuments, and well, I don't want to show off, but I do have some rather well-known paintings hung up in some well-known galleries, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, the creative gene of art did not land on poor Vicky. She's not very good at art, so we shall see what she does today, but I'm sure JJ will do a great job of art with Vicky. Okay, see you later. We're about to do a little bit of worship with you. Now, I think with this young man, we're probably freestyling a bit more. I might freestyle with him for a little bit.
Yes.
So we aren't going to be doing the actions, but we are going to give you a bit of worship time. I'm going to make sure this is turned up as loud as possible. I have no idea what to do. Freestyle, don't just watch us dancing. I hope you're dancing in front of your screens. Thank you, JJ. Something a bit different this week. We thought we'd venture out from Great Big God. Okay, everybody. So it was so exciting to see Granny McCauley doing her stories and hearing and seeing lots of dancing and singing. So now, normally, we'd see the lovely Nadia and Albert doing us some art and craft. But this week, it's going to be JJ and I doing some art and craft. So probably won't be as adventurous as Nadia, but I think we're all right. So we've both picked a sheet of coloured card. Which one have you got, JJ?
I've got this one.
Do you want to show it to everybody? Nice rainbow colour. And what we're going to make, so the story today was all about Jesus' miracles. And the miracle we looked at was the lowering of the man on the bed into the building, which was crowded with people, and Jesus healed him. And it was all about the faith of the friends of the man who lowered him into the building. And obviously what we're thinking about is how we as Christians, or people who believe in Jesus, can pray for our friends, because actually sometimes maybe somebody else doesn't believe in Jesus, or they're going through a hard time, so we can pray for them about different things. Maybe they're poorly, or maybe they're just needing a bit of God's love. So we're going to make prayer cards, not to give away, but for us, to remind us to pray for our friends. So we can decorate them however we want. We've got some stamps, we've got pens, we've got some, what are they called? Lollipop sticks?
Yeah,
What do we think we do with those?
We're going to write like the names of the people on, and then we're going to like make shapes and like stick the things on the card.
So we can write our friends' names on different sticks, and we can make our own pictures, and then we can make our prayer cards. Right, so what would you like to start with? So these are our prayer cards. JJ's put lots of stamps on that are going to now dry, my prayer cards, and he's picked his friends that he's going to pray for, and I've picked some of my friends to pray for, and mine says prayer card, my friends. Not exclusive for anyone watching. I have lots of friends, lots of other friends, but these are the friends that I'm going to pray for specifically. And hopefully, if we have this in our house somewhere, we'll remember to pray for our friends every day. So, if you want to get making, it's so very easy. Write down your friends, create some art, and then remember to pray for them. Just like those friends who had faith in Jesus to heal their friend, we should have faith in Jesus that he will answer our prayers. So, that is it from Kids Church this week. Wow, apart from the quiz, obviously. But that's it from JJ and I. We hope you've had a good time. And, and Granny McCauley, of course. And, time for the quiz. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hi there, welcome. Wasn't that great? We've got another quiz for you this week to see how well you were listening.
Oh, brilliant. So, here we go. First question is, how many friends did the man in the story have? Da, 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 da. So type your answers in the little box. How many friends did the man in the story have?
The answer is 4.
Yay.
4 friends.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
What was the great idea that the friends had? You've got multiple choice again for you. A, they decided to take him out for dinner. B, they decided to take him to see Jesus. Or C, they decided to take him to the doctors. Which one? A, B or C? What do you reckon it is? Type away. A, B or C. And it is...
B.
B, they took him to see Jesus.
Right, so we had JJ today. What was the name of JJ's dog? I think he came to see everybody today. What was his name? Was it A, Bob? Was it B, Sam? Or C, Tom? Type in your answers. Type. Bob, Sam or Tom? Bob, Sam or Tom? And the answer was...
Tom, that's C. Good job.
Well done.
Right, so if you were listening carefully, you would have heard what Granny McCauley's first name is. What is Granny McCauley's first name? Now, there were 2 names. If you get both, you've got bonus point. 2 parts to the name. See if you can get it. Type away.
Type away. Don't worry if you can't spell it.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
And it was Felicity Veronica.
Woohoo!
Felicity Veronica McCauley.
Absolutely lovely. So, why couldn't they get into the house through the front door? Kind of think you'd normally go through a front door when you're visiting somebody. Why couldn't they get through the front door? Have a think back to the story. Type your answer away. Type.
The answer is because it was too crowded. There were too many people in the house.
Too many people to see Jesus. They all wanted to see him.
How did the friends get the man up to the roof? Because they couldn't go through the door. So how did they get up to the roof? We've got multiple choice for you. So A, up the stairs outside. B, they flew. Or C, they threw him up. Which is it? A, B or C? Up the stairs outside. B, they flew. Or C, they threw him up. Which one is it?
The answer is A.
Up the stairs outside.
Next question. What was the roof made of? Can you remember what the roof was made of?
Again, 2 parts to this. Two things that the roof were made of. If you can get both of them, bonus point. And the roof
answer
is mud and clay.
Oh, had a lot of digging to do, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, next question.
What did Granny McCauley say we can do for our friends? You have a think what Granny McCauley said. What was it? Type away. She said we can pray for our friends.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done, everybody, for that quiz and for listening so carefully to the story. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.